Bill, what was the big story of the week?
Mark Zuckerberg, which is not being reported.
Mark Zuckerberg.
This is huge. Mark Zuckerberg spent $420 million trying to influence the 2020 election, and he was successful. And you cannot find this story being reported. This is so important and so scandalous. I can't believe it.
So tell me the story, because I read the story, and I never got to it on air. But tell me your...
I understand, Beck. You're very busy, but if you watch me on the No Spin News every night, that is your key.
I hire people to do that.
Okay. So let's walk through it. There are laws in every single state against electioneering at polling places. That means when you go to vote to a polling place, there can't be somebody there screaming at you to vote for a certain person.
Correct.
Or giving you advice or giving you a hot dog or anything.
Right.
Okay? Mm-hmm. That is against the law. But if you have a mail-in ballot, there are no restrictions for someone coming to your house and actually filling out the ballot for you.
It's crazy.
Putting it in the envelope, taking it with them.
Right.
It's called bundling. All right? And bringing it to the polling place in your county. So this, number one, that's where you start. That's why the left wants the mail-in ballots universal, because there's no limitations on possible corruption. Do we all understand?
Yep.
Does Stu understand? Is he still awake?
No, he fell asleep the minute I said Bill O'Reilly.
Okay. Enter Mark Zuckerberg, the major domo at Facebook. Zuckerberg and his wife donated a colossal $420 million to two nonprofits. They are the Center for Technology and Civic Life, CTCL, and the Center for Election Innovation and Research, CEIR. So they get this money, and it's all legal. Now, these nonprofits say they're nonpartisan, which is a lie. They are far-left people. And what they do is hire vote navigators.
Ooh, I like that.
Let me repeat. These two organizations hire vote navigators who are paid very well. In the last election, Trump versus Biden, you'll all remember that. All right, these vote navigators operated in Arizona, Georgia, Michigan, North Carolina, Pennsylvania, Texas, and Virginia.
Wow.
Those were the states targeted by these two nonprofits using $420 million to pay the vote navigators. What do the navigators do? Quote, they assist voters potentially going to their front doors to answer questions and assist in ballot curing and witness absentee ballot signatures.
Oh, my gosh.
Okay?
First of all, what's ballot curing? What's the definition of ballot curing?
All right, I'll get to that.
All right.
But the quote I just read you comes from the two nonpartisans. They admit it. They send people out to houses to show you who to vote for. Ballot curing is if you make a mistake on a mail-in ballot, they correct the mistake.
Oh, my gosh.
So your ballot is not thrown out.
Go ahead, Stu. Hey, good.
And that's not necessarily always a bad thing, right? Like, it's the idea if you make a mistake, the government can come and say, hey, like, you made this mistake, you returned it in 2 weeks early, you have plenty of time to fix it. Do you want to fix it?
If it's a nonpartisan thing,
right.
It's not bad.
Ballot curing isn't necessarily always horrible, but if they're doing it this way, where you're sending partisan people out to do it, I mean, it's terrifying.
Shut up, Stu. Of all the vote navigators, of all of them, only one county, only one out of all of those states went for Trump. Every other county where the vote navigators navigated shockingly went for Biden in a huge way. which threw the vote count to Biden in very closely contested states like Arizona, like Georgia, like Wisconsin. I'm sorry, I don't think I mentioned Wisconsin in that crew.
Mm-mm.
They were in there as well. Okay.
Those were all
And
the states where there were questions.
where the vote navigators run by these two organizations showed up. Okay, so O'Reilly takes this story and runs with it last night. And after that, I got on a plane and I went to Mar-a-Lago and I interviewed Trump. And if you want to see a little bit of it, I posted already on BillO'Reilly.com. Okay, that'll run on Monday night on the No Spin News and all of our other affiliates. Okay, I asked Trump about this. Okay, I said, are you aware of this? And he was. Okay, and he said, well, Zuckerberg broke the law. And I said, no, he didn't. He can do this. But every state has to understand what he did and pass laws against it, just like the electioneering laws at the polling places. Now, that's a fascinating discussion. But here's the kicker. Trump had Giuliani and Sidney Powell and all these other people, the pillow guy, everybody run around screaming about the Dominion voting machines, the dead people voting, the illegal aliens voting, screaming, 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 screaming. All right? And still to this day, millions of Americans believe that was the fraud. It was not. There was some of that, but not to the extent of this. This was the voter fraud. Navigators going to the homes of mostly poor, mostly out-of-it people and telling them to vote for Biden and actually filling out the ballots for them and then taking the ballots. And Zuckerberg financed it. Do we all get this? Are we all getting it? Because you're not going to hear it on the corrupt corporate media. This was the fraud. Now, after I explained it to Donald Trump, and that's a very good exchange that you're going to want to watch.
Is that the
Monday
clip?
night.
Is that the clip?
No, I'm
Okay.
saving that clip.
Well,
But I got buku clips.
Yeah, okay.
About Afghanistan, about Biden,
Okay.
about Milley, you name it. But anyway, this story is so important and so powerful. But I will tell you, most Americans are never even going to hear it, which is why we are now living in red China, because the information flow is cut off. Even the morons on Fox News aren't going to cover this because they're not smart enough to get it.
I'm surprised I missed this, Bill. I saw this story, and I was so tired of hearing about Zuckerberg and all of this stuff that I just passed it. Thank you for bringing this to my attention and to America's attention.
Beck, I have to say this. I'm giving you a pass on it because you're a genius for putting me on your program every week. So that's the counterbalance.
Right, okay.
And all I get is shut up.
Yeah.
I mean,
and
geez.
I think that was well-deserved.